Even as a basketball fan, 3-on-3 in the Olympics makes no sense. It's like breakdancing and horse dancing, which is a real thing. Why are they Olympic sports? If we have to have this sport, the US should have an elite squad. But we're the second worst country in the world, behind China. What are we doing? This event could be one of the most exciting every 4 years. Isn't it weird that more ex-NBA players don't want to do this? You could win a gold medal at the Olympics. And why wouldn't USA Basketball want to send more accomplished players to represent the country? There's actually an answer to this. But who is on this awful team right now? Well, the youngest is Canyon Barry, son of Hall of Famer Rick Barry, who is a legend for Golden State. Also does granny shots at the free throw line just like his dad. Dylan Travis from the EuroLeague, Kareem Maddox, who was most recently a podcaster, not even a player, and Jimmer Fredette, the number 1 3-on-3 player in the world. Now you might laugh at that, but Jimmer has actually had an amazing career. He was the Steph Curry before Steph Curry. Dominated in high school, but was too small and bad at defense for a big college. So he goes to BYU and becomes a national celebrity as a junior. Was hitting Steph range threes every night, mobbed like Michael Jordan getting on the team bus. Kevin Durant literally tweeted, "Jimmer Fredette is the best scorer in the world." So because of this hype and taking BYU to the Sweet 16, he was drafted 10th by the Kings in the NBA draft. So popular, Saks jersey sales increased by 540% overnight. But after 2 bad years, they cut him. He went to New Orleans and had more turnovers than assists and was one of the worst defenders in the league. So why is any of this good? Because he became a legend with the Shanghai Sharks. I know that they are a meme now, but dude averaged 40 a game for 3 straight years. 75 points in a game to end the 2019 season. I do not care if it's the Shanghai Sharks, that is awesome. So the Suns gave him a second chance and he was so bad, Jimmer was cut 6 games later. What's the upside? He made a ton of money playing basketball. So few people can say that. He's one of the most successful guys who just wasn't good enough for the NBA, which is why he's a perfect fit for 3-on-3. But that's the point. If he is the best 3-on-3 player in the world, but got embarrassed in the league, imagine how much better the US team could be. So who should we see at the next Olympics for 3-on-3? Well, current players are out because of FIBA rules. So right now you have to compete in sanctioned 3-on-3 games to qualify for the Olympic roster. But the 3-on-3 season is during the NBA season, which is actually why WNBA players compete in 3-on-3. Those 2 seasons do not overlap. I don't expect them to change that rule anytime soon because it would basically only help America. The rest of the world would not be on board. So what about ex-NBA players? It would be so awesome to see a team of guys who recently retired, like Dwight Howard out there, maybe Dwayne Wade a few years ago. Yo, Carmelo Anthony's game would be perfect for 3-on-3. There is actually a ton of one-on-one that happens. It's kind of like backyard basketball with your friends. Like, it's half court, you gotta check the ball, when you get a rebound you have to run back behind the 3-point line. It'd be so much fun to see Melo. Whoever it is, they need to get paid for motivation. So how much do these 3-on-3 players actually get? Well, the Olympics has a sketchy past when it comes to money. Back in the day, you had to be an amateur, and they did everything they could to stop athletes from making money. The craziest example was this guy, James Francis Thorp, who looks like a Disney character actually. In 1912, someone stole his shoes before a race, so he borrowed one shoe and found another in the trash. Neither of them fit him, but he won gold in the decathlon and pentathlon. The King of Sweden called him the greatest athlete in the world. Seriously, a Disney movie. But it was discovered he got paid $5 to play semi-pro basketball. So Olympic authorities went in his house, took his medals, and banned him for life. So not a Disney movie ending. But athletes found a way around the rules. They started getting paid under the table from brands, and the Olympics were forced to allow people to be sponsored. It's kind of like NIL in college, but some athletes have to be borderline homeless to compete. For example, Kevin Durant makes $51 million a year in the NBA, $45 million from sponsors like Nike, and he owns 80 companies on the side. But an Olympic rower named Megan Calmo shares a $1,000 a month apartment with another athlete. If her old pickup truck breaks down, she's got to find a mechanic who takes monthly payments. and she grows her own food just to get by. It is sad because the Olympics makes $7 billion every 4 years, but shares none of it with the athletes. Oh, the directors of the Olympics share $50 million for salary. The only thing the athletes get is prize money for winning a medal. This is a list of prize money by country for gold. Singapore gives a They hand out $737,000 for a gold. They've got one in their history, 2016 in swimming. Taiwan, $720K with 7 golds. Thailand, $365 grand, 10 golds in their history. It drops considerably until the US, $37,000. What are we doing? So 3-on-3 athletes would have to compete all year basically for free just to make the Olympics? Who is gonna do that? Ex-NBA players. They are independently wealthy already and have a chance at gold? So why don't they do this? Well, Ice Cube owns the Big 3 league. His athletes would be perfect for the Olympic team, but he says they aren't allowed to.
We're not seeing the best that we have in Paris, and that's because of pettiness and politics, and it seems like the guys would rather not give the Big 3 any credit, and instead of and bring a gold instead of bringing a gold medal home. That's more important than this pettiness.
Who is being petty? What is he talking about? He is talking about the NBA. Commissioner Adam Silver was in the stands to see USA's embarrassing final game where they lost 21-6 to the Netherlands. Silver is the reason we don't have better players. The NBA absolutely owns USA Basketball, who control this whole thing. It's like Nike as one of their top sponsors. They get to decide roster decisions behind the scenes, which is what Jaylen Brown is so upset about. There is a ton of politics involved, and the NBA doesn't want the Big 3 to get credit for winning gold. Ice Cube started that league 7 years ago. It is growing in popularity. Imagine what a boost it would be to Cube's league if Big 3 All-Stars were in Paris dominating right now. But the NBA doesn't own the Big 3. They're a competitor. So Cube says the NBA would rather the US finish second to bottom to China than have the Big 3 get a little love. Pretty petty, isn't it? Hopefully Adam Silver felt embarrassed during that last game and he decides to make a change going forward. Now the good news is Cube is offering a ton of money for the gold medal winning team to play against the Big 3 All-Stars at the Big 3 final on national TV. That would be amazing. But until then, America is a joke in 3-on-3, when it could be one of the most exciting events at the Olympics. But how great would it be to see guys like LeBron and Steph right after they retire in the 2028 Olympics 3-on-3? For now, they are in the knockout round of regular basketball, and Steph better not get benched. I mean, he's not having a great tournament, and you only have to look at LeBron to see why.